to Create2Game, where we connect creators in gaming. I'm Moogli, and I'll catch you up on this week's gaming news. Stick around for the second half of the show, where I'll introduce this week's special guest. There's supposedly a new Valve game called DEADLOCK, and over the past week, clips from the game have been leaked to the internet. We don't know if this is intentional, or even if the game is real, since Valve has yet to comment on the leaked clips and stills. If this is a game we have to look forward to, it looks like it'll be a 6v6 shooter. Stay tuned for any updates on the progression of this mysterious game. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC is set to release on June 21st, and the map is looking to be more extensive than expected. Players will need to now beat the boss Moog to access the DLC. This was an optional area of the main game, but having the DLC take place here actually makes a lot of sense. This new content is supposed to give players hours and hours of additional gameplay and lore, but it will also take up a ton of space, so make sure your computer can handle it. If you haven't already purchased Elden Ring, the game has a bundled discount with the DLC on Steam. Little Kitty Big City is one of Nintendo's latest Switch games about an adorable kitty that, well, gets lost in a big city and has to find his way home. You best believe I got this game and have been playing it non-stop. While you play as this small boy and make your way through the city streets, you encounter a number of other animals that help show you the way, teach you new tricks, and ultimately peer pressure you into doing naughty cat things that look absolutely adorable, but completely piss off the humans in the game. There are tons of in-game achievements you can unlock and cute cat accessories to collect. I have to say, the gameplay flows incredibly well. So far, I haven't necessarily felt stuck on any one spot in the game or during any of the quests, but I'm also enjoying exploring the map. See, Riot, this is the type of cozy game I was looking for, not the stressful, impossible game that is Bandletale. By the way, I finally just quit Bandletale. I'm not just saying that this time. I've actually finally uninstalled the game for good. Quick rant, the game was actually unplayable to me. You're able to get quests that are way far ahead of where you actually are in the game, and yet you have to pretty much complete the quests in order, or else everything just falls out of whack. I could do a whole episode on everything that's wrong with Bandletale, but I'll save that for another time. Or you could just hop onto one of my Twitch streams and ask me about Bandletale, and I could go on. Anyway, back to Little Kitty Big City. I had been thoroughly enjoying the game until I glitched off the map. Turns out several people have actually faced the same glitch and have been unable to get unstuck in the game. I ended up glitching through the ceiling of a building and getting stuck on top, being unable to get down. And then when I finally did fall off the building, I clipped below the map. So now I'm a little kitty below a big city. Hopefully there will be a ton of bug fixes soon, since many people are facing the same problem. But in the meantime, I had to start a completely new game. I'll keep you updated as to what happens in the coming weeks to see if they fix this bug, but I am starting over for now. And I actually kind of don't mind, because the game seems pretty easy to progress through, and maybe I'll take a different path this time and see what happens. New games coming out this week include Multiverses, Aster Blade of Monolith, and F1 24. Now, we have a special guest this week. I'd like to introduce music producer, DJ, and host of the Amplify Your Ambition podcast, Jack O'Kings. Thank you for being here.
Well, no, thank you for having me. I'm on everybody's podcast now.
To start off, would you mind telling me a bit about the projects you've been working on recently?
So, Jack O'King's self-explanatory, kind of is just the music production side, so working on kind of the songs that kind of get put out onto Spotify and all that crazy stuff, and that's always been the fun part. But I think the main project at the moment that I've been really pushing and kind of going for is mainly the podcast. So Amplify Your Ambition has been a really good podcast, because for a full, like, this year I've kind of gone on a full mindset journey, like a positive mindset journey, and then kind of using that podcast as a way to basically like kind of inspire, also get people through tough times, but also inspire and, you know, educate and kind of help people through those tough times as well. It's a two-pronged sword, essentially, like giving back, being like, well, I've been through this, but I know you're going through that, so I'll give you back. I'd say it's like a tough love podcast, because it's stuff that you don't normally hear, or some people get a little bit like, oh, I don't want to say that, whereas sometimes it's like, the best way of putting it is, the advice I'm giving is like having a big brother that you never had. Basically, if you've never had a brother, it's all like the brotherly and big brother advice, being like, don't do that, because that's gonna give you problems. But those have really been the projects I've been really pushing at the moment.
Yeah, I've been listening to it, and it's really good, and it kind of gives you an outside perspective on, okay, you want to start something, you want to create something, here's what you've gone through, here are some things that have worked, and maybe some things that you would have changed if you were to do it again. And I think that's really important, especially now. I feel like there's so many people trying to come up with their own projects and ideas and create something, so it's good to have your perspective on that for sure. You can find Amplify Your Ambition anywhere you listen to your regular podcast rotation and on Valkence.com. Let's get into the gaming side of things. Are you currently playing anything? Is there anything that you're looking forward to playing?
I think for me, because I'm always busy recording podcasts or making music or doing something, the time I get to play games is very little. But I think sometimes I'll hop on Helldivers 2 sometimes. Just,
how is it?
Or like, I actually love it, but it's the most chaotic game I've ever played because all you hear is like, "Hey, I've just chucked this airstrike down." Where you're currently stood? Oh, uh-oh. But I think for me, it's like I've like been playing a bit of MMOs. Like I know I play a lot of Star Wars: The Old Republic when I have the free time. And I actually really love it. I stream that sometimes, and I really love those kind of games that have a narrative behind it.
That's fun.
And then occasionally I play a little bit of Call of Duty. Not huge on the battle royale things for some I just like the more like
the
campaigns
storyline, the campaign, yeah.
Yeah, and then a bit of multiplayer, but never the battle royale stuff. Never been into battle royale.
I'm really bad at well, I guess it kind of depends. So Call of Duty in general, I'm really bad at the multiplayer. So if I play, it's only the campaign. Battle royale for me is not as fun. I don't find it as entertaining personally, just because I either pick, okay, do I want to hide out until the end and then just like 1v1 for first place, or do I want to go and just like go crazy but risk getting killed immediately? Yeah, so that's not my favorite, but the campaigns are definitely fun. Going way back to little baby Jacko Kings, what were some of your favorite games growing up?
For me, like I don't think anyone really remembers it, but before Star Wars: The Old Republic, they had Star Wars Galaxies that was owned by Sony, and that was fun because that was my first like MMORPG kind of stuff where you could actually you could make money from the in-world economy and stuff like that, and you actually had to make effort to trade. Everyone's going to be like, what other games do you play? Club Penguin. I love Club Penguin.
Penguin. I loved Club Penguin.
Hey, there's like for me, Club Penguin was a great game because like I tried to unlock all the puffles, like all the colors.
Right. Yeah, and then
I'd be like, I've got 6 puffles. Yeah, but like going to my mum and dad being like, hey, for my birthday, could I have the Club Penguin membership? Because I really want to like do this in the game. But I think there's some other games that like big on that I've had is like Crash Bandicoot. That was always a big game. Mm-hmm. Not gonna lie, if anyone's like why is Jack super chill? 9 times out of 10 it's probably because I'm playing Animal Crossing, because
Yes. Okay, good rotation. Animal Crossing, A+. Crash Bandicoot games, A+. Club Penguin. Club Penguin. I also asked for that year membership for my birthday one year and collected all the puffles, so I completely understand. That's great.
Yeah.
Whoa, what a blast from the past. Now, going back to your music for a bit, actually, I actually, it's so funny. Every time I have my shuffle like songs playlist going on, and one of your songs comes on, I'm like, oh, this is Jacko Kings. I forgot how good this is. But can you explain your style of music for some people who haven't heard your music yet?
Like if I had to explain to someone, it's like I always like to say, if you've been living under a rock and you don't know like anything about me or my music, the best way I'd say it's more chill. It's chill melodic music, but it's stuff that you can listen to in any situation. You can listen to it whether you're on the way to work, on the way to school, at the beach, it's that kind of stuff. But also it's music that you can listen to at night to just fall asleep to. Like, yeah, it's that chill that it can be fit into every little bit of like wherever you go kind of thing. And that's what I think I really love about my style, is it's super chill. Authenticity, big thing I like, is me being chill in my music as well as being chill outside of music is me being authentic to myself.
Yeah, that's definitely the vibe. To me, I can completely agree. Your music's,
I always think of the beach, or definitely something I'd play at a party, or just like if I'm gaming or working. So it is very well rounded. But yeah, so that's awesome. So before we go, where can listeners go to follow you and get more updates on either your music or your upcoming projects?
The good thing is I have like the main one is, if you can't find me anywhere, you can always go to, www.jackokings.com, because all the socials there. But you can follow me on JackoKings on Instagram. We don't have it on Twitter yet, but we'll try our best. But Jack of Kings on Twitter, because someone apparently has that. Whoever's got it, give it me back. Give it me.
It's your
I want
number
it
one
back.
fan.
Yeah. But I think for like the rest of it, like TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that, it's just Jacko Kings, and you can go like check out the kind of the content I'm pushing out kind of through the reels and sometimes other things like podcasts and stuff like that. It's just super cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And if you guys want to listen to the Amplify Your Ambition podcast, it drops every week on Wednesday. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here as a guest today.
No, thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for tuning in. That wraps it up for this week's episode of Create2Game. You can keep up with me on Twitch, Kick, Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok at MoogliGames, and you can also find me on Valkence Social at Moogli. Be sure to head to valkence.com for updates on all of our other podcasts, latest news, and more from the Valkence family. See you next time.